We were talking before we started, Emily, that this really beautifully shot segment that's on the I Love Metrics site that people can see, where you're talking about the time you spent in Buenos Aires and your reasons for going there. Essentially, you sort of say that you kind of were at a point where you wanted to get a new perspective on life, on music, on what you wanted to do next. Was there any real possibility that you wouldn't have stuck with music at all?
Well, I felt like, and I've talked to some of my friends who are writers about this. I don't know. There's this thing that for me as a writer where I have to trick myself into thinking I'm not writing. Uh-huh. You know, I felt like I was becoming this sort of like cartoon character of like, now I'm on tour and now I'm writing, like I'm in my room with a piano and I'm writing and I'm thinking and I'm brooding and I'm moody. You know, it's like, I don't want to, this is such a cliche and this is like so self-conscious and ridiculous. So, and there's like, you know, pressure, not like insane pressure, but mostly created by me because I don't want to suck, you know? I want to do something great and have something to say. So I basically tricked myself into thinking that I was never going to write another song and that it didn't matter. And it totally worked because I wrote most of the record. The parts that I wrote most of them there. So
it's funny. That's what happened when I said I was never going to drink again this morning.
Funny how that works like that. Jimmy, you guys have, I would think, road tested these songs probably more than any album before its release. Has that been a good thing, and why was that important to do?
We just felt like it was important because sometimes you miss things, and you know, we're going to play this stuff for a long time, and ideally, if there's some songs on there that break through, then we're going to play them for a really long time, and we want to make sure that you like it. Mm-hmm. You know, when you get up there, the first 3 times you play anything, I find are like just kind of exciting, and it's new, and it's not the song you've been playing forever. And then by the 4th or 5th, you start to feel like, you know what, that second verse sucks. Like, let's fix that. And then it takes a bit of time for us anyway to just sort of like really hone in what's working and what's not. You know, we're relatively methodical about the music that we make, and we put great detail into it. So it helps because it helps the development of the song itself. You know, and the song really goes through a process of getting better and better until we feel like we've actually whittled it down to the best thing that it can possibly be, which is what we never really did before, and we did a lot on this record.
Yeah, like we did that one U.S. tour that ended at the Fonda in L.A., mm-hmm. and we were playing a 12-song set or something, and I think
most of it was new, and we kept 2 songs.
Yeah, like it was what would have been the record if we hadn't taken that time. And I remember having that conversation and making the decision of like, just before we commit this to tape, let's just like ride this out and see. Because there's also, it's what I love about performing, what I love about live music is it's so much is communicated that's there's no other medium that I think that happens in than live music, where you can just feel if it's connecting, or and you can feel in yourself if you're full of shit or you're being dishonest or you're like, you know, that sure. feeling. It's like, it's so amazing, and it's not about like cheering and clapping. It's just this understanding, and there's no replacement for that. When you play a song, you know, like Jimmy said, like 3 or 4 times in, it's just like, this is whack. Like,
have you ever
yeah, exactly.
found a record, you love this record, you bring it over to your friend's house, you play it for them, and you know they hate it, and all of a sudden it starts to sound worse to you.
Yeah,
like, you know that feeling?
Yeah.
Or like that happens like more like tenfold as a musician. You know, you write a song, you're like, this is great, and then you play it for someone, you're like, this is terrible. Right. I need to not play this song
and
anymore.
If you want to experiment and try things, which I think that was a good exercise for us, and I hope we keep doing that. Of just like, instead of being really critical and kind of shutting yourself down, it's like, write it, finish it, hear it, flesh it out, play it. If it's not like the best thing you ever did, put it aside and see if you can do something better. But try not to stifle yourself into like that every single note you play has to be pure brilliance. You know, like embrace the process a bit and
call it genius, call it neuroses. You decide.
Yeah. I think one benefit of this record, Fantasies, coming out in April as opposed to last fall, is that it is, I think, a summer-ready record. It's big and it's bright and kind of sweeping in places. And I mean, it sounds like it's just primed for the summer. Are you guys going to be out there a lot?
Yeah, top down, driving to Highway 16.
Yeah, and we needed a record to come out while Obama's president as well.
Yeah, totally.
So, it gives you 4 years. 8, let's hope.
Because you make a record full of cynicism, and then everyone's full of hope, and you're like, God.
Exactly.
Yeah, and luckily our first record that's full of hope is coinciding with the right moment in history. So.
Well, hopefully our paths will cross sometime this summer when you guys are out there with the record. Best of luck with it. It's terrific, and wish you only the best.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.